Hello, can you hear me?
We can.
Excellent, thank you very much. Mr. Brandon Stallings, I'm very concerned here. I mean, based upon your occupation, I allege that you should be looking into the crimes that people are reporting, at least, reference to local jurisdictions that could actually do something. Credible information has been given as it relates to criminal activity here. I know that the state bar has a long and sordid history and really is nothing more than a criminal racketeering enterprise. And I think that the state bar should be just shut down at this point, or perhaps placed into a federal receivership, perhaps certain functions outsourced to private companies that could actually be managed and are just not one giant cancerous tumor. The state bar was originally designed to be an extension of actually it's a club. That's perhaps one of the most hilarious things here is the state bar was a racist club designed for men to exclude women and persons of color. And it has then adopted the people that they sought to keep out in an effort to augment their status. But it's really nothing more than a club. And, I just have to tell you guys, I mean, the fact that the state bar is sitting here, or at least your persons are sitting here and acting like they don't know about what all of these people are reporting is pretty much exhibit A, that the state bar is a complete sham. I mean, last meeting, there was this, purported or, feigning ignorance of the suffering when we know that there are over 15,000 complaints submitted, and in excess of 80% of them are summarily dismissed, which I mean, for persons that even figure out what the state bar is, to then put the effort in, while their lives are being destroyed by attorneys, is yet another Herculean effort. And you guys are just throwing those state bar complaints away. I mean, once again, that isn't just an allegation. That's supported by overwhelming evidence of, Sherry the Shredder. I mean, when I actually heard about Sherry the Shredder taking a complaint and, blatantly stating that she was just so emboldened, right? Because she knows that you guys don't do anything, that you would actually cover up her crimes. She might even get a bonus. I mean, I'm sure there's somebody to replace Tom Girardi. So somebody might bonus Sherry the Shredder for taking somebody's, many 100-page document and shredding it. That is a crime. So, other issues that are, upsetting, there's all of this DEI and diversity, equity, and inclusion. We heard from a really hurt mother, and I would allege that there is just discrimination per se for persons in the probate or dependency or family law over and over. The state bar openly discriminates, reducing persons from these terrible courts, saying, oh, they're just super emotional, and so we're not going to do anything about their claims, when the true underlying problem is the ultimate scumbag attorneys congregate in these courts where there are more innocent persons to take advantage of. Similarly, they place nitwit judges or newly appointed judges also into the probate and or family court and or WIC courts to see who is super corrupt that they can then elevate into criminal and civil court. And then when you've really evidenced that you're morally bankrupt and ethically bankrupt, then you'll likely find your way up to the Court of Appeal or perhaps even to Cal Supreme. As it relates to the state bar, I mean, over and over, we're just discussing the fact that there's wasteful spending and corruption. I mean, the public should be shocked at how the state bar is looting federal grants. I just became aware of a homelessness grant and a debt reduction that was given to the state bar or taken in by the state bar on a federal grant, when in fact it's this club that is what drives most persons into debt, bankruptcy, and death, oftentimes from depression or just deprivation of human dignity. I mean, there really is a humanitarian crisis here. Ultimately, the state bar cannot fix itself. The system cannot fix itself with more money. The answer is definitely to privatize the corrupt state bar into pieces and then place the enterprise into a federal receivership. The corrupt nature of the state bar developed by, the Girardi scandal. I mean, it existed for a really long time, and it's obviously just too infected. I would really implore also that Ms. Leah Wilson resign, because I saw her texting on her phone while the woman of color was describing some of the horrors that she experienced in the court. And it's really, really disturbing that Ms. Wilson's face was reflecting the light of her mobile device when a person is, pleading such a horrific, matter. So, in conclusion, I think that the state bar cannot fix itself, and hopefully the Department of Justice can look into maybe a civil RICO investigation and then just dismantle the state bar. Thank you very much for your time.
I thank you for your comments.